Well, perhaps, Trevor, if I can just take the moment to sort of say what happened in January, because I'm sure many of your viewers will know, but just to be clear, in addition then to the arms embargo and the ZDI measures, what the UK announced this week, our Foreign Secretary said that there would be targeted measures, that's again visa, travel ban and asset freezes for 4 individuals from the security services who are deemed responsible for the violence in August 2018 and January 2019 and the disproportionate use of force that was found by the independent commissions. So those 4 came under travel bans and asset freezes. And yeah, why in January? Mm-hmm. Well, it's, or the end of January, I could say, it's 2 years since the violence in January 2019, more than 2 years since the violence in August 2018. As I say, in both cases, independent commissions found that there was excessive and disproportionate use of force, acting against Zimbabwe's own constitution and people's rights as enshrined in that constitution. And the president did commit to accountability. He committed to implement the recommendation of the Motlanthe Commission. But more than 2 years later, we have not seen any accountability. No one has yet been held to account for that excessive and disproportionate use of force in which 6 and then 17 Zimbabweans lost their lives. And so in our view, it was time for us to set out clearly that from the UK's point of view, those people need to be held to account. And we have put them under measures for that reason. Now, I would say, Trevor, that this is not a rupture. I think you used that term. Yeah. It is not shutting the door on Zimbabwe. We still want to engage in honest, frank, open dialogue with the government of Zimbabwe and encourage them to implement those economic and political reforms that they committed to, encourage them to uphold people's human rights, which is what they said they would do. So we want to sustain that dialogue. I think it's really important that we can continue to talk. And above all, we continue to stand by Zimbabwe's people. Over the last 10 years, we've provided about $1 billion in aid to this country, helping people with health and education and water, of course, most recently fighting COVID, helping them uphold their human rights. And we will continue to provide that support to the country. And we will continue to trade with Zimbabwe. We had about $300 million worth of trade with Zimbabwe last year. We have $1.9 million worth of UK investment here in the country. And these targeted sanctions do nothing to affect that aid relationship, that trade and investment relationship. And we sincerely hope that they won't affect our ability to have honest and frank dialogue with the government of Zimbabwe. So no, it's not a rupture, it's not shutting the door. It's just a clear signal that when human rights have been abused, there should be accountability for those abuses in line with what the government committed to do.
Accountability indeed. Melanie, what do you say if I push back and say the buck stops with Emmerson Mnangagwa, going for these 4 messengers, as it were, who take instructions from the president? Why not go to where the buck stops, the man who's supposed to be responsible for sending out those instructions to the military and to the police? Explain that to us.
Well, Trevor, we look at the evidence in front of us and we look at the individuals that were at the head of the organizations that were responsible for that violence. You know, Owen Ncube was state security minister, Godwin Matanga, the head of the ZRP, Sanyatwe, Antoine Sanyatwe was head of the tactical commander at the time that the August violence happened. That the January violence happened, and Isaac Moyo, the Director General of the CIO. So those were the individuals who have to be responsible for the actions that their organizations take. And as I say, those actions were found to be disproportionate and excessive. And I would say the shutting down of the internet, which Owen Ncube and Isaac Moyo were found to be responsible for, was also found illegal. Those are the people who have to take that responsibility for their actions.